Well, I again started streaming. Actually, yeah, I think there was a huge gap between current stream and my last stream. However, it doesn't mean that I stopped studying. Just I didn't have enough nerves to start streaming, but I did my best to study. I did my best to practice. I got a new book and I've been reading it. Plus, I've been kind of having conversation with ChatGPT daily. I'm doing best to do so. I wrote a couple of essays, and of course, I've been working with my IELTS students. In this week, almost I used almost English for all my groups, and regardless of their level, I've been speaking only in English. Yep. For example, today is Thursday, and from Monday to now, until now, I've been speaking in English to my students mostly. I can't say 100%, but around 80-90%. But the most delightful thing is that they did understand and they understand me actually. I'm really happy that it means that their level is good enough. And of course, I'm trying to use as simple language as possible. And all right. However, it's quite difficult in our society to switch to English, as most people don't know, and sometimes my character also doesn't allow me. I feel somehow awkward if I use another language. It seems to me that I am being impolite and disrespectful towards others. So right now I'm trying to limit my communication and my exposure to others. Right. And honestly, I don't know why, but I'm avoiding doing speaking practices because I'm not getting the score that I desired. I've been doing practice with ChatGPT, and mostly I end up getting 7. There were times that I got 6.5. I, I let's say rarely I get 8 or 7.5. So that's why I'm feeling a little bit dismotivated and somehow I'm avoiding doing practice. However, it doesn't matter what I feel. What matters is doing practice. Of course, we want a lot of things, but mostly we get what we deserve or what's destined, I guess. Yeah, most things depends on luck, but not 100%. What I mean that you can't say that, oh, I got 4.5 out of luck, or you can't say that, oh, I got 9 because of my luck. It's true, there may be the role of luck, maybe significant role of luck in getting the score between 8.5 and 9, or let's say 8 and 9. But if you kind of did nothing and just takes the test, it doesn't matter how lucky you are. Of course, you end up with low score. But on the contrary, also, if you're so prepared, if you're well prepared, and if you in a high level of language or anything, let's say, you rarely get kind of the low score. I think you never get the low score. You may get medium or moderate assessment. However, it's very unlikely to you get the low score if there is no any kind of personal biases or personal hatred of your examiner towards you, I think. And all right, I wanted to write something, however, my laziness doesn't letting me do so. That's why I started streaming. Um, but there are some stuff right now I'm gonna do, so I can just leave the streaming open. And I don't care how many people are watching. I think nobody's watching. Yes, it's a good thing because I feel less pressured. All right. But I gotta repeat the information that I sent in my channel because I use it to say no. I always how to say it. I've been saying I've been telling my students constantly to repeat the things they learned from time to time. If I don't follow my own advice, what kind of teacher I am? What kind of teacher I am? Yeah, I'm making the proper sentence here. Ah, yeah, the words public awareness and educational programs with one M. Environmental educational program, government funded educational programs. Good. The government should implement educational programs to raise public awareness about environmental protection. Yesterday, for example, I watched a video by one of the, I can't say prominent, but honest and elegant. Honestly, I don't, okay, my brain is thinking to find the precise adjective to describe this person. She's a genuinely honest and open-minded, let's say open-minded person. She's really industrious and intelligent. Shrewd. He's a really shrewd teacher. I watched his one of videos about how to improve your speaking and how to improve your English. And right now, to be honest, I lost the train of thoughts. What was it? ChatGPT taught me a good structure. Okay, let me find it. I lost the train of thoughts. The line of thoughts. Lose the train of thought or thoughts. Lose the train of thought is an idiom meaning to suddenly forget what you were saying and thinking because of distractions. Yeah, honestly, I lost the train of thought because I want to describe him much. What I want to say, okay, let me recall it, guys. Mm, yes, remember. He said that one of the best ways of speaking better, communicating in English better, is learning sentence, not words separately. You gotta learn the sentences because when we speak sentences in any language. We can't, we don't speak separate words. I think it can the problem that I have by learning sentences, I may maybe tackle this issue because I mostly can express my thoughts with the words, but somehow I get feedback that my phrasing is unnatural and awkward. It's because I learned words. I didn't learn for sentences or chunks. Here we can see one of my mistakes. I had a problem. I think it's not a mistake. It's maybe because it's while I'm checking my students' work using the air, the environment, the government, the economy. Some I don't know. I even in the learned lessons. It would be like if I say if it was like no, it would be like if I say I watch it, but I read books and I learned through ChatGPT the proper usage of the. But anyway, I get confused. The pie chart illustrate the pie charts illustrate distribution. Yesterday I wrote an essay for a table chart and I got 6.57. Um, I think yeah, somehow it seems challenging for me. Today, right now, I want to write one more essay, if it's possible, two more essays. I mean, the reports. I gotta go somewhere, guys. Uh, what can I do? Okay, let's open something useful. Okay, you can see this stuff. Maybe several, maybe 20, 30 minutes. I'll get away. All right, I'm back. How much time? I think spent much time. I'm not sure. Is streaming going on? Yes, it's on. 8 minutes? I sure 8 minutes. What does it mean? The people who watched me. All right, all right, all right. So I have lessons at 3 p.m. Okay, I want to. Okay, let's quickly revise the things. The air, the environment, the garment. I thought about it. Here, another notable change was the largest proportion was spent on paper documents. Ops allocated over 10% of their time to meeting, allocate time to something. 6 main activities. Computer use accounted for. Computers accounted for. Face-to-face communication and other activities accounted for a small part. Perpetuate, perpetrate, perpetrate, perpetrate. What does a perpetrate mean? It's kinda penetrate or perpetuate. Okay, it's not so important right now, I guess. Tactile sensation. I think I internalized this word tactile sensation. Easier on the eyes. Factors behind success. Reading fosters empathy. Libraries are community anchors. Anchor is a good word. Ebooks provide instant success. All right. Has become a widely debated issue. Has become a widely debated issue. Has become a widely debated issue. Comfort and financial benefits of remote work. Comfort and financial benefits of remote work. This working style, workers' professional and personal life. First advantage is freer, lead to fatigue and exhaustion. Since employees do not need to commute, they can save money. Assistance, colleagues, it may not be as effective as adopting it instead of traditional works. It's a question whether remote work is more beneficial. That remote work has become increasingly relevant in recent years, while some argue that it enhances employees' productivity and personal well-being. Others believe it efficiency with distractions and of course this will discuss. Actually, I wrote essay for this topic. Somehow I have another problem issue that when I'm writing task two essays, I don't mostly repeat the ones that I prepared before. I don't use ideas mostly. I don't use vocabulary. I just write completely new piece of writing, which sometimes costs score for me. Um, um, his views seem to align with certain common ideas. The word align, good word. I somehow I like this word, align. Align with, get aligned, are aligned with. There's some truth to that. When do people become wealthy? They only exchange their time for money, no matter how hard they work. Prevents you from becoming wealthy. You are just like a hamster on a wheel, being trapped in survival mode. If you want to start a business or a startup, most banks won't give you a loan if you don't have assets. Rich people have more opportunities. They have the ability to fail multiple times. They have networks. Financial institutions can back them. They also have a safety net. Artemis funding has long been a subject of debate, while some argue that governments should support the arts. Others believe that public money should be allocated to essential services such as healthcare, national defense, and infrastructure. I strongly agree with the latter view as it offers greater overall benefits to society. Admittedly, art plays an important role in people's lives by providing emotional expression and inspiration. However, in a controversial supporting works is difficult to justify. If artistic products are truly valuable, they will naturally attract audiences who are willing to pay for them. Therefore, government's funding may distort the market rather than supporting genuine talent. In a sense, public investment in the arts can be seen as both inefficient and unnecessary. More importantly, there are far more critical sectors that require government funding: healthcare, national security, and public infrastructure are essential for the functioning of society and cannot be effectively managed by individuals alone. These areas demand large-scale investment and coordination, which only governments can provide. Improvements in these sectors directly infa- enhance citizens' quality of life, making them far more deserving of public funds. In conclusion, although our country's emotional well-being, it should not be prioritized over essential public services. Governments should focus their resources on sectors that deliver the greatest practical benefits to society. Healthcare depends a more collective approach and approach their complex importance. Spending quality time in the real world. It should be among the top priorities of the authorities. Teachers adopt more creative teaching approaches. Sporting events, sporting competition, public interest in revived, introduced, participating in the games. Mentally drained, regularly have a recurring issue, persistent problem, tend to think and argue. I often struggle to follow through with goals, take action on my plans, lose productivity, get ready for, cut out of unnecessary tasks, sign up, fine tuning, pick up, stand out, take some advice to heart, head to work. Hardwired to do something widespread runs distraction. Um, all right. Oh, guys, again, I want to say I feel drained, but I don't have choice. Let's go to the CBI reports. You reports. Which may be difficult, guys. Let's choose the latest one. 28th of April today. Copy the image. Find the clock. Open the Word file. Get it there. Here. You open Word file. Advertisements. We need at least beginning of it. Where is that? Let me take this one. I'll take it smaller. Visible. Visible. Let's start. The bar chart shows the number of homes. Okay, there must be years. No years. Interesting. The bar chart shows the number of homes for each worth $5 million or more sold in 8 cities. There are years. Yeah. Okay, let's look at it here. 2009, 2014. Okay, means that almost all years, no, all countries. So all countries, 2014, more houses. Only Singapore, fewer houses. Okay, one thing different than London in all cases. Financial value is, I think it's slight difference, but so London top 5 now, and London has plus the biggest change. Am I right? All right, so I can start crowdfunding. All right. Change it. Mm, 8 cities. 9 to 2014. Okay. Overall, okay, overall. Mm, so number of just so increase it almost, in almost all cities in the chart except for Singapore. London, London, China, and the most obvious so is is uh, is those years is the highest is by far the highest is by far the highest increase across while the used numbers others were thought in by in those years. And turning to details, turning to details. Mm, Turning to details. 2019, 2019, and more than 500 houses were purchased in London, followed by a mm, dramatic climb of mhm, mm, the the numbers numbers all almost tripled, reaching 160 in 2014. New York. That was the second highest in the New York academic mix. Is that highest figures? Figures in the list. In the list. Okay, having around 500 in 2009 and 800 in 2014. Followed by Hong Kong with 400 and 600 users years respectively. Miami, Los Angeles, and Sydney, and Sydney said relatively relatively similar numbers. Yes, whilst Sydney Sydney so slightly more slightly more increase increase than the other two in 2014. Yeah, it's not 14. This the Sing, Singapore was the only country experiencing or experienced Mm, decline. Is a decline. Is a decline. Is a decline. From approx approximately 100 to around 80, 80. Dubai. Dubai have the most, the smallest cells in the group by the small portion of almost doubling despite seeing a an almost two fold, how we call it, increase cross climb is almost like no it's climb in 2014 had the smallest sales group displays for 2014. So keep it around 17 minutes. Okay, so the bar chart lists how the sales of $5 million houses in 5 cities changed from 2000. Overall, the number of houses sold in almost all cities saw an increase. Almost, almost sales in almost all cities in the chart, except for Singapore. London had the most houses sold in both years, with by far the highest growth. While London had the most houses sold in both years, with by far the highest growth, the fewest houses were sold in Dubai in both years. According to details, more than 500 houses were purchased in London. The numbers reported in 2014. New York had what is meanwhile? Meanwhile, New York had the highest figures in the list, and, and New York was followed by Hong Kong with those years respectively. Miami and Sydney had relatively smaller numbers, but saw a slightly more increase than the other two. Dubai had small sales in the group despite seeing an almost twofold climb in 2014. Singapore was the only country that declined from approximately those years. All right, almost 20 minutes. Let's get it checked. Writing evaluation. Um, all right, copy it. All right. Let's so it's a well-written essay. I think it deserves 7, but I don't know what score ChatGPT gives. It depends on its mood. Sometimes it gives really high score, sometimes it gives really low score. Personally, I think that it's well-written essay better than most essays that I wrote. We have some kind of problem with ChatGPT. It doesn't want to give answer. Check on internet. Internet is very well. What's wrong with your yes. Okay. By the way, it's a group right now. If you see, guys, the ChatGPT has new feature. You can create a group. Hmm, seems seems ah okay. 7 seems good. What's problem? Twofold increase. No, bro, twofold is acceptable. What are you talking about? Grammar, most accurate grammar with a good sentence, right? A few grammar spelling mistakes per in high school. You lose that. Ah, guys, you see, illustrate, hyphen was by far the greatest increase. The number almost tripled. Yeah, because it's only not number for this country. Slight greater increase to full city. West Pension's report has a strong overview, use good comparisons, select key features well, sound natural. Stronger than sense answers awards. All right. By the way, this in our group, ChatGPT is somehow harsh. It gave I think the low score because I, I we mostly get our essays checked with my students by ChatGPT. For example, it gives pretty kind of optimistic scores, let's say 7, 7.5, 6, 6.5, at least 6 for my students. But however, in the chat, I think it was pretty harsh and it gave even 5, 5.5. The highest score was 6.57, including mine also. And, but I'm really delighted with the score. Normal. Mm, and so your summary is all right. So, but I asked ChatGPT to. All right. So, give me band 7.5. Let's say band 8 level of the. Let's say. Mhm, yes, but defining grammar, vocabulary, that's correct. The budget is has a number of houses worth over $5 million sold in 8 cities chain. Um, Overall sales increased in almost all cities shown in the chart, with the exception of a slight decline. London recorded the highest number of luxury house sales in both years and also saw by far the most dramatic growth, whereas Dubai remained the same with the fewest houses sold throughout the good. I really like the overview of this essay. Turning to details, in 2009, just over 500 houses were sold in London, and this figure, not pronounced properly, nearly tripled to approximately 1600s in 2014. Similarly, New York had the second highest number of sales, rising from around 500 dollars. Same period, Hong Kong ranked the third good structure with numerous figures, also considering expenses side the greater increase in the other two cities, despite having the low sales overall. Dubai still witnessed an almost twofold increase in 2014. By contrast, Singapore was the only city with To record the decline with the number of houses falling slightly from right chunks. Done. The highest number of luxury houses in the cost. I mean, chunks. Sentence. But the good part of this ChatGPT is it's not giving feedback with that extra complimentary sentences. Oh, I understand you. It's just doing what it's asked. So sweet. How change between whoa, 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 too much. But cosmetic and luxury house sales twofold increase. Four to get the highest number. Low sales, similar figures, upward trend sales figures, peak level. Peak level? It didn't use the word peak level. Where is the peak level? With the exception of, it's a good word, with the exception of, recorded the highest number. So by far the most dramatic. Okay, but good. How many words did I write? I'm gonna send it to my group also, 205. Pretty cool. In 20 minutes, almost exactly, I finished 20 minutes. So that's one. Uh, let's say 208 words, 8 or 5. I don't know why it measures 5. 5 words, and 7, 7, let's say. All right, 70 details. Right. And all right, guys, I think I'm gonna end our live stream because my lessons is gonna start in half hours, so I gotta get prepared a bit. I can do some tasks without streaming. I'm gonna read book till my lessons.